Hello, everybody. Um, Doing a quick stream slash recording of DEADROP on the Steam Deck. So I've been playing around with this. Was able to get it installed the other day. Um, Basically, I was posting with it yesterday, and been playing it on and off last night and throughout the day today. Um, it works pretty well. There's quite a few settings that you could probably tweak to get more performance out of it. Um, but I'm gonna show off, me playing. I'm terrible, especially at controller. Um, but yeah, here I have it on my Steam Deck. Um, Basically, got everything loaded up. Um, I'll go over a few things. I guess real quick before I get started. So I have the game installed to my home directory here. Um, that home directory is within the actual onboard storage of the deck itself. I don't have this set to run from an SD card. I have the 512 version of the Steam Deck with the there's two versions of the 512 NVMe drive. One has about half the PCIe lanes, but overall it really doesn't matter which drive that you have. But I have the V NVMe drive, the 512 that came with the deck installed. So the 256 will probably work just as well, and I've yet to try on the SD card. I probably won't. Um, but just to kind of go over that, I have been playing with the game resolution settings mostly because hooking this up to my Steam Deck dock, which is what it's connected to now, to be able to set up the on my PC here. Um, I was having some difficulty with the resolution and some bad lag input, so I forced um, this to launch at 1280. I was able to get my graphics card or my capture card to work properly. The deck itself usually hasn't been a problem, but I noticed that launching in the game and moving just within the menus that there's a lot of lag, and now it seems to be fixed. So I forced the game to launch at 1280 by 800. Um, Not sure if I know exactly the resolution of card capture card. Let's see. I forget if I went through. No, I still have it set to automatic resolution for that. Um, I am running the beta version of which is just the stable version of the OS, but the beta Steam client. So, for anyone wondering, I was running preview for a while. Got tired of it. Um, I do have cryo utilities installed, and I have that set up. So the overall swap size for the memory and such is probably different than stock. So that's another thing that could help, especially with loading a particularly unoptimized game at this point. They optimize it as best they can, but right now it's not a priority. They're trying to build new features, whatever else. Trying to see if it would actually say what the display was set to. I guess it's defaulting right now to what my desktop is, which is really a 1440 output. So there you go. There's that. Anyway, let's go ahead and launch the game. And now, because it is in the dock, I am using a Xbox controller, because it's rather difficult to try to play a game that can't really hold on to the system while it's sitting in a dock. At least not with my cables the way they are. They're kind of rather slow, or taut right now, and I can't pull any closer to me. But I do have the game scope monitor up here at the top. That I've been playing with on and off out of the dock, so the battery's not 100%. It's charging. But right now, just in the menus here, I've been able to get up to about 46 FPS at times. Being that right now it's not. Did have this set to vertical sync as well. I've been trying with that on and off. It really makes that much of a difference here, but and there's still a little bit of lag as far as the capture card. And I am running this off of or cloning the output to a display here on my PC so I can actually play, because it's not actually showing on the deck itself. Streaming. So I have to just turn that back off. I don't want to try to have it force a frame rate. I have this set to full screen, and right now it's hard to read, but it's 1152 by 720. That's the size of the display on the deck. That have it fill the screen and not look wonky. If you have the 1024 by 768 or the 1280 by 720, you kind of have a box effect like I kind of do right now. So being that my display here is not the exact, you see the 1024 by 768 is kind of more of a different size. See right there, the 1280 by 720 is your typical, or what would be a typical aspect ratio. And 1280 by 800 is what the Steam Deck natively has as far as the display. which if I switch to that, also has the bars on it. So, but I want to run it with a lower resolution. So that's where the 1152 by 720 comes in. I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't think it runs too bad with that. And being hooked up to this for streaming, I don't think it's gonna really make that big of a difference, to be honest. Let's go ahead and show you one more thing with the performance settings. I've been playing with this as well. I guess now is part of the reason why I wasn't getting 40 something frames a second. So I had it limited to 36 game scope. I did notice some graphical issues when I had it set to off. I think that was more or less because my display is 144, and that's what's outputting to my desktop. But the game's running at 720, or the 1280 by 800, and then it's also in the game settings, the resolution's not down. So it's actually upscaling from that resolution all the way up to 1440 for my display, which is half the reason why all the lag and stuff that I've been fighting with. So I'll keep that on 720. I do have FSR on. It's doing upscaling anyway, so I might as well have FSR on with game scope because it will help use the extra processing to make the image not so crap, I guess. And it's kind of blurry because the resolution on the deck is lower, but on the deck itself you really can't tell. It's a pretty good display, but with the size of the display you really can't tell. And honestly, I don't really play with the sharpness setting because I really can't tell a difference half the time in most games anyway, regardless if it's 1, 5, 2, whatever. So I just keep on 5. Alright, those are the things I have set to get this to work. I did have to install or set this up within... My controller's way too touchy. And activating the button. Okay. Probably have to restart the game one more time, since I was playing with the frame rate settings. If you change controller inputs, like add a Xbox controller or turn off your Xbox controller, it will crash the game. I've noticed that on the Steam Deck. So adjusting some of your settings, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to relaunch the game. I'm not used to the controllers at all. I'll have to adjust the actual sensitivity and dead zones or whatever else later, but it doesn't matter. I had to install this, download it, load it onto where I want to add it in the Steam as a non-Steam game within desktop mode. Then you also have to launch the game and log in through desktop mode, because it actually opens up a Firefox window and it has you log into the Midnight Society site to verify your account, and then it'll log your game session in. But once you do that, you can go back to regular game mode and play. But the additional settings that you have within you want to also set up. So this kind of does run less than optimal. Let's see if I can force this. I did earlier. Run at a lower resolution. My capture card. That really different. This has quite a bit of artifacts and stuff. I think just because it is trying to upscale to my PC's graphics settings. It's unfortunate. Trying to force it back. On the deck itself, it actually looks pretty damn good. I am getting a little bit of lag with my this setup. I don't get it when I'm playing without being connected to the PC. Force this again here with the better resolution. Out it. It's got this weird sync issue where I think it's because the automatic settings. Stretch. Ooh, there we go. Get that, may have gets that. No, I'm dead. Ooh, guess not. I'm fighting my sensitivity on my controller now. So. also being that I'm a since at the moment, it does have this grainy kind of looking filter on the display itself. Actually, in this case, it might be FSR sharpness that's making it grainy. I've noticed if you turn on half rate shading, it kind of screws with the textures too. Must have been the partially the over sharpening. Still kind of laggy, but I don't know. Like I said, on the deck itself, it plays good, so. freezing. It's getting cold. I'm dying already. This is cold. I'm freezing. My bum's off. Controller is like way too stupid. Battery. You can see it overall. I mean, I'm getting 20 to 30 most of the time. I'm lagging now. Frozen. They're glitching. See if force my settings. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, you can see I pretty much can't do crap, but that's partly because I'm not a controller player at all. Try something. One second. I do have a paired keyboard and mouse that I can use. Grab keyboard and mouse, but keyboard and mouse nowhere else. Yeah, close that out so I can turn off the controller. For that. Mouse. All right. Just to show I'm not completely garbage. We're gonna play the keyboards. You see the mouse works pretty fluid here so far. Again, I'm gonna just go in with no stuff. Pretty sure mine. I just have Decky Loader installed with a lot of plugins. Oh, that's why. I like that. The wrong profile. That's why this keyboard wasn't working. Alright, do one more. I'm pretty sure I'll be crap. Especially since I know sensitivity settings for the mouse are not. Clickers. That feels better already, sorta. My keyboard setting because it's right on the edge of the desk. This mouse is not a gaming mouse, of course. The DPI settings are not the same. Okay. Choose to play on the go with the keyboard and mouse. This thing is freezing up. No big deal. Pretty sure this deck just doesn't run this resolution if I knock it down. You know, it works pretty well. I mean, it is doing alright. You see how much the actual GPU is pulling as well as far as power. So like 12 watts is too. Oops. Get this. You can, in some cases, clip through these railings and fall off. That was a really bad idea. It's like one of the first levels that get frozen here, so. So, yeah, of course this bug happens. This isn't related to the deck, but the inventory sometimes doesn't load, and sometimes you have to restart the game to reconnect after a match. That happens on desktop too, so anyway. That's DEADROP on the deck. I've said it many times now already that it plays a lot better when you're not connected to a capture device. So if you're going to stream using the deck, um, it may or may not work to your advantage. Um, Actually, it probably won't work to your advantage. It'll probably be a pain. Um, but that is something you can do and can set up on your deck. So, and the game overall plays. Before it, with the previous snapshots, it was okay. There was only like the proving ground and the overall hideouts in the fire range. It worked okay. Actually, it's running better now, so it might be just because they switched to the newest version of the Unreal Engine with some more optimizations to it. Better fits his overall. It's hard to tell. Um, uh, this was more or less a short stream. So if you go back through and watch, you know, it's enjoyable. It's a fun game. Um, Other than that, have a good night.